Alright, so let's talk about how you need to set this file up to create the second project. So let's go to create new, and we are going to limit it by 12 by 12 because the laser cutter that I'm working with only can cut 12 inch by 12 inch. Actually, let's make it a little bit smaller. That's easier. 11 by 11. 12 by 12. Never mind. 12 by 12. And oh, that's 24. 12. And RGB CMYK does not matter, and screen size, like I said, does not matter. So just set it to 72 ppi. Well, actually, let's just set it to 300 ppi because this is required if you're thinking about like etching as well. So let's just set it to 300 ppi, and then hit create. Alrighty, so first thing you're going to do is create like a circle. Let's go to the layer section right here, and then we're gonna give it a base layer. And then what you're going to be doing is you're gonna make a circle with like a distinctive color of the background. So I'm gonna do like a grayish color here, and then we're gonna create a 11 inch by 11 inch by 11 inch circle. And then we're gonna place it right in the center. So make sure that you're locked into the center. You see that purple right here is on the center. So if you don't have that on, you can always go to view and hit the make sure that the smart guide is checked on, and then make sure that snap to point is also checked on. And yeah, okay. And then what I'm going to do is make another layer. I'm gonna call it a 1. So here, and then let's just lock it. And here, let's talk about how you can create a pattern. So obviously we're working with a circular object. So if you want to make something that is rectangular, that is totally fine. But for this demo, I'm just gonna show you how you can achieve the radial repetition with the Adobe Illustrator. So what you can do is, say I want to make like a circular object and then make it go around. You can make like a circle like this, then make sure that it lines up with the center so that when you rotate it is nice and pretty. And say I want to put it right over there. Let's change the color something a little bit not too obstructive. And then what you can do is so now we want to have 12 of this going around based on this circle right here. So what you can do is we're going to use the rotate tool right here, and notice that if I click the rotate tool, that light blue pops up. That is called the reference point or anchor point. So so if I were to rotate something now, it's going to rotate it based on that anchor point. We don't want that. I want this to rotate with the anchor point with the center of this circle right here. So let's click that. Yeah, we're gonna have to define like a center point. So what I like to do is create another layer. I'm gonna name it guide, and I'm gonna make it like a bright red. I'm gonna make a small circle like this. I mean, not circle, rectangle like this. Find the center point. So this is center. And I'm gonna place it so that top left corner is intersected with the center point. So that if I were to, I'm gonna lock it again, so that I can just find the center point a lot easier. Because without this red square right here, it's going to be kind of hard to find the center point. But if I have this on, I can just point my cursor to the top left corner, and I know that is the center point of this circle. So make sure that you're on a rotate tool, and then press down Alt key. If you're using a Mac, it might be an Option key, but try notice that what happens to this light blue key right here. If I click this, the anchor point, this light blue thingy suddenly moves to over here. So now the anchor point is not there anymore. If I were to click this again, the anchor point goes to there. If I were to click over here, it goes over there. But we don't want that. We want to have it on the right in the center of this gray circle, lighter gray circle right there. So hold down the Alt or Option key if you're using a Mac. And then make sure that, excuse me, make sure that you click on that anchor point. So if I click it, the top left corner of this square, you see this purple letter pops out, anchor. I'm gonna do that. And then what you're going to do is you're gonna type in the value of the angle. So 360, the circle is 360. Divide by 12 is what? 30 degree? Yeah, 30 degree. So I'm gonna give it 30. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the let's do the preview. And then we're gonna hit copy. So now we created one right here. Okay. And then what we are going to do is we're gonna duplicate what we just did, so the action, not the object itself. So to do that, we're gonna hit Control and then press D, letter D, and it's gonna duplicate the action that we just did. So if you keep on hitting Control D, it's gonna perfectly space them 30 degrees, and then you can make. Now these are essentially 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay, so perfect. So this is how you make a radial repetition. So let me show you another example. Okay. So for instance, you want to make something like this. I'm gonna center it right in the center, like that, and then go to the rotate tool. Hold down the Option key or Alt key, click the center, which is going to be the top left corner of this red square, and then 30 degree. What if I do like a 12 degree instead? Then hit D all the way to create this kind of a pattern. So now we are on to number 2. And this is how you create a radial pattern with Adobe Illustrator. So it doesn't have to be a simple shape like this. It could be like really something complicated. So for instance, I'll make something complicated. Something just not so, something like complicated like this. You can also do the same thing. 30, copy, make sure you hit that copy right there and then do that. Another thing you can do is if you want to think about, so this Control D function is very useful. So you can like duplicate one thing like this, just freehand holding down Alt. You can duplicate it and then just duplicate the action you just did. For instance, I'm holding down Alt key and Shift key just to make a copy of this. Oh, is it Shift Alt? Wait a minute. Alt, click, Shift. There you go. And then if I were to hit Command D, it's gonna duplicate the action that I just did. So that is it on how to create a pattern with Illustrator. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm always here to help you.